Here's the thing. I know a couple of friends of mine that are going through some difficult situations, but we all have difficult situations, some harder than others. And people keep telling them, and I'm sure I've told them too, that this too shall pass. Let me give you some counsel. This too shall pass is great advice, but it focuses on the passing, on it being over with. And I think that's the wrong way for us to handle it. We have to concentrate on the journey. Not that it's going to pass, but where we are in the situation. Why? Because we glean things from that journey that we're going to need, not only for ourselves the next time we go through something where we can look back and say, no, when this was happening, this is how I felt, this is how I dealt with it, and this is how I got over it. Not only for us, but also for the people that are going to want to hear the testimony of how we got through it, because they're going to go through it and they're going to need someone that's been through it to be able to tell them. Don't concentrate on the fact it's going to pass, because it will pass, but don't miss the opportunity in between. Let me read you a couple of scriptures, and you knew I was going to give you scripture. James 1:2 says, "My brethren, count it all joy when you fall into various trials, knowing that the testing of your faith produces patience." So you see, it's producing something while you're going through. Don't look at the end result, because then you won't get the patience. You won't glean what you need to, what God is trying to give you in the process, in the journey. You won't get it. It says, "But let patience have its perfect work, that you may be perfect and complete, lacking nothing." Now that word perfect doesn't mean you're going to become perfect. It means you're going to become mature, complete, right? Full. You're going to have knowledge that you didn't have before because of the journey and how you handled it with God in it. If you don't do that, you're going to look forward to the end, but it's really not going to profit you any. You'll have to go through it again because you didn't learn anything to sustain you. To let your faith have its perfect work. Let it produce the patience in you that you need. And let me give you another scripture. It's in 2 Corinthians 4:17. It says, "For our light afflictions, which but for a moment is working us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory." So it's producing something in us going through it. It's not just to go through. You have to get something that's in there. It's like a prize. It's like a treasure hunt. God is asking you, come with me so I can glean some things to you that when you get to the end is going to be triumphal. But what you brought with you to the end is what's going to make you feel glorious, because you're going to know the next time I've got the tools. And not only me, the person that I'm going to talk to about it, that's going to be going through it after I get out, I'm going to be able to help them. So that's the thing. Don't wait for it to pass. This too shall pass. Yes. Get what you need through the journey. Here's the next thing I'm going to tell you, and this is just as important. There's people that are with you in that journey that are not as faithful as you are to God. They're not as positive in the situation as you are. You have to remain positive. People tell you, be in the moment when you're going through stuff. Be in the moment. Or when you're with someone, be in the moment. I'm not telling you that. I'm telling you, live in the moment. Just don't be there. You can go to baseball games and be there and not really live in it. I went to a game with my daughter. Sometime back, she took me to a football game. And we were in it. I mean, we were living in it. I mean, she was telling you, we have memories from that. I looked across and I noticed this couple. And I don't know why I noticed them, but she wasn't engaged at all. She was there. She was in it. But she wasn't living in it. The guy was having a great time, and she was just, And those are the people that we need to encourage so they can live in it with us. Because they're not going to be as encouraged as we are. They're not going to see that God is in it. We have to show them that God is in it. Because that's why we're there. We're there to grab stuff to help us, but we're also there to be a witness for the people. Let me give you a scripture. I'm not going to read it all. It's in the Old Testament. It's 2 Kings 6, verse 14 through 17. I'll give you the synopsis of it. It's Elijah. The king is sending his troops over there to get rid of him because he's sick of Elijah's nonsense. So Elijah's servant goes out of the tent and looks, and he sees that they're surrounded by the king's men. So he comes in, and again, I'm paraphrasing. He says, game over, man. It's over, man. Look out here. What are we going to do now? They got us surrounded. And Elijah comes out, and this is where we have to be focused on God. Because he says, God, open his eyes so that he can see that there's more with us than is with them. And God opens his eyes, and what does he see? He sees a chariot of angels surrounding the people that were surrounding them. We have to stay positive for those people. Why? Because they can't find the positive. They're learning from us, beloved. They're in it with us. And I'm talking to a specific person now that's going through something, and they've got someone with them that may not be as hooked into God as you are. You know who I'm talking to. Stay focused on God in that. Show him, show her that God is in charge of this. I don't care what it looks like. I'm a child of God. God is in this, and you don't have to believe it. But your negativeness won't make me negative. I'm going to be so positive that it's going to force you to say, you know what? Maybe there's something to this. And then when you come out of it, they're going to be like, wow. God was always with us, and this person never stopped believing that God could pull them out of it. So that's my thing for today, is not only it will pass, right? This too shall pass. Live in the journey. You'll get to where it passes, but get the treasures that God is trying to give you while you're in the journey and while you're in it. Don't just be in it, live in it. So the people that are with you will be rejoicing just as loud as you are when it's over, although you will still be rejoicing in it. And if you didn't know, now you know.